guys, welcome back to Backstage Classes. Today I'm going to be showing you this look, which is one that I got requested this weekend, just gone, from a client who was off out. She was just going out to the pub for a nice dinner and stuff. So she wanted something funky, but it was kind of out of the face if it was a bit windy and things like that, because everyone's having to sit outside at the moment. But it was a really good style, and I'm going to be showing you a trick on how to get the texture to stay in place really well, and so you can manipulate and things through the top, and how to get the braids in and make it last a really long time. And this will also work really well as well because it's a low ponytail. If you want to incorporate hair extensions into it, you can put your hair extensions in and still bring those into the ponytail. You just need to make sure they're not going over any of the parted sections, so you haven't got the weave showing. But let's get started. First, we are going to start with a horseshoe section through the top. So from the temples. So we're taking this whole horseshoe section, and this section is what's going to have texture through. So take out a triangle section into what will be our quiff on the top. So once you've got your V section out of here, we're going to take this and just pop that out of the way and put it into its own section for now. She's got a braid coming from the side, so I'm going to leave a chunky section through there, and then we're going to take that right down because this braid continues all the way down to the ponytail. So we're just going to leave that out to the front. Just make sure you've got enough and you're happy with the section you've got. Pop and then pin onto that to make sure we're not bringing that into this section and keep it separate for now. The same on the other side. Okay, then this is going to go into a ponytail on the back, but to make sure that this section that comes over is going to be held in place, I'm going to put a small braid down the centre, and you're not going to see this braid, it's just literally going to be there, so we've got something to anchor pins into. And then if you're working with anyone that's got fine hair, or that hair that's very floppy, it doesn't like to stay in place, it'll make sure that it doesn't move. So we're just going to start off literally just going to do a comfortable French braid down the centre, so it doesn't have to be perfect because you're not going to see it. Okay, so once we get to there, we're going to bring all the other hair in as well and put that into our ponytail. Through the ponytail, I'm just going to pop a little bit of back comb at the base of it. Just going to drag the comb very gently just through the top there, just so we get the volume. And again, we're literally just doing a French braid, and because this style's a little bit quirkier and a little bit more relaxed, it doesn't matter if your braid's not perfect. Into 2, into 3. So straight down, so I'm going downwards. And then I'm going to start to bring the braid around the side of the head. So I'm bringing my hands in the direction. Now we're getting to this stage and it's coming towards the ponytail. There's no hair on the top to pick up, so I'm just going to pick the hair up that's framing around the bottom. So that all starts to follow. Keep your hair following the head, the shape of the head, and going in the direction towards the ponytail where it's going to connect. What you don't want to do is bring it outwards here, because you'll end up with this looking really baggy, and you want to kind of keep that and have more control over how that looks at the end. So I'm going to pop a tiny elastic over the top of that. It's just these really small elastics. Only loose just to hold it in place, and then we're going to fan this out a bit. Again, it doesn't matter if it's messy and not symmetrical. You might get the odd client that prefers it symmetrical and they like that symmetry and balance, but it's not that type of style generally, so it doesn't matter if it just looks off and a bit messy, because it just adds to the funk. The hair's going right over the ponytail, the braid is coming round here, and then I'm just going to fasten that towards the back of the head. So I'm going to pop a tiny curby in there. I've gone above where I've gone above where the elastic section is. So the elastic section is creating almost an anchor. So when we put that hair grip in, it's not going to move anywhere. So I'm just going to pop another one in there just to make sure that that's not moving. So that's nice and firm. Rough that hair up a little bit, and then I'm going to repeat that on the other side and let all this hair go. So I'm going to start with a section through the front. front section, I'm going slightly over and taking, so we're almost going to pin this as if it was a braid, but just with 2 strands. So I'm going to take one over, I'm twisting the section slightly, I'm pulling over there, and then we're going to pull this to where we want it. And then I'm going to take a curvy grip and push that in. I'll show you from the back. So the remainder of that section through the front, I'm twisting, so you always twist into the centre, taking over the other side there. I'm going to pull out any bits we want to, and now we'll start to get this twisty quiff through the front. Then I'm going to take a curvy grip, take it on the top of that twist, take it in and push that into the braid. And then we're going to go back to the side, so I'm going to keep going 1, 2 all the way down. So another part of that section, go in between that hair, twist into the middle. I'm going to drape down the sides to make sure that's all covered, and then again pin. So pinning into the braid. Another pin in there because that's a little bit too soft. So underneath this fold on the back, I'm going to take a curvy grip in there underneath the fold so we can't see it, and push that right across the top of the section so it gives it more stay power, and then using that braid to anchor that pin in. I'm only using my fingers to smooth out because I don't want it to look too smooth. I'm just going to pin those sections, and then I'm taking the ends of this hair towards the ponytail so it'll sit above the ponytail that we've just done. Taking a curvy grip and going into the braid again. And then just as this is the bottom section, we're going to take another one in an opposite direction so those hair grips crisscross, and then that hair won't move anywhere. Another section of hair, I'm going to go over. I'm going to pin and pull all that out again. This last section there. Down. And pop a pin just on top of that hair there so it's not moving anywhere. So I'm literally just going to go straight through the ponytail and into there. And we can pull some of this out and make this a bit messier. You want to be making sure that it looks right from the side profile. So she's got this big voluminous ponytail. Her braid is looking nice and pulled. We pull this out all different ways. You want to make sure your braid is blended into the style as well, because if you've got a gape here, you want to make sure that's going into the style and it looks right. And get all this nice texture and just pull at different parts until you get, so you've almost kind of got like a bit of a mohawk feel going down the centre. I'm going to make sure the side profile looks good. And then you want to repeat that on the other side. Now this bit I've gone a little bit too much there. So I'm just going to take a curve bit at the base of that and then just take that down a tiny bit. Make the ponytail, you could crimp all this, you could do smooth curls, you can do wild curls, you could do it with one. That's this week's Backstage Class. I hope you have enjoyed it and you took some tips out. Using this hidden braid down the middle is such a game changer for anyone that's got a really fine hair and you wanted to make sure that that hair doesn't slip out or move anywhere and it stays in.